who knows where it'll take me? Who knows? In a world where one has places to go, people to see, and money to make, I just want to find time to get all of it done. So my name is Ryan Vernon, and it's the Hustler for Show. And I hope y'all enjoy the episode today. Keep hustling, y'all. Keep hustling. Peace. For vlog 34, last week, I was like, it was harder to paint basically. But like for this week, I was like, I gotta make sure I have like content to make it seem like I'm going hard in the paint. You feel me? Now, before editing for this vlog, I was like, damn, I don't got any video. I don't think I recorded. And I was like, last week I was able to finesse it a little bit because, 34 Shaq, it just came through. But this week I had literally nothing. And literally nothing. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna talk on. Literally, I was just like, well, we're gonna see. But then I checked my phone and we had like videos, and I was just like, oh, for sure, it's good. Like literally, we went hard to paint last week. You feel me? We went hard in the paint. The more I learn about life and just different systems that affect my life, I'm always appreciative of I'm appreciative of the fact that, I don't know if that's the same statement. I'm appreciative of the fact that I'm able to see that I'm like influenced by things. Because even the idea that I was raised with like beliefs, even the idea that, you go to school with certain like rules, that I'm able to see that and be like, how now and can I humble myself and continue learning about those systems, and then continue to learn about myself, and then continue to learn where corruption comes into play, and be like, okay, this is how things are supposed to be, if that makes sense. Corruption is the best part about like all these things, because it literally is the idea that somebody's there, it makes it seem like it'll be perfectly fine. Like if you look at the Constitution of America, you really look at it and be like, this is a pretty cool Constitution. You feel me? Yeah, there's some in that statement as well, but it's a pretty cool Constitution. You feel me? And then you look at corruption and how money talks literally so loud. Oh, that's a nice Harley Davidson. And then you go, so this is what we're doing. Literally. So this is what we're doing. But to be like, to have the humbleness to be like, you see what people are doing and be like, how can I now learn on my own to develop myself and to continue to develop myself? So I think about myself. Now I think about like English and how growing up, even literally throughout school, my English literally garbage. Like I think of the idea of math. I was able to keep up with each year of math, and I want to say I would have had a higher math level of like similar people in my classes. Yet math is one of those classes where you learn more and more and more as you go along. It's not like you wake up one morning and it's like, oh, I know more math. You feel me? But like reading is something where, again, if you're someone who were to read, you could like be ahead of other people in your like peer group in like classes. So math, I was never like above average. I was always like at the mark at that level basically. But like when it came to English, it's like oh, the fact that I was allowed to I literally think back about my schooling and the fact that I was even allowed to like move up in grades throughout school was mind blowing. You feel me? And I think about my 11th grade teacher and really like him challenging me to be like, sheesh, let me even like just try to like learn a little bit of English. Like I always tell myself I'll be fluent in multiple languages if I was good at English, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, what I mean is like I'm so bad at English that now when it comes to the idea of trying to pick up on other languages, it's like I even have a hard time picking up on those because it's like I barely even know how to form a sentence. You feel me? Like I barely know the grammatical rules even form a sentence. So it's like, how am I going to even now take that knowledge of now I'm taking my broken knowledge of English and try to apply that to different languages, and now it's just a hot mess of like I can barely get English down. You feel me? But for me, seeing that and be like, okay, let me literally take it back to the beginning and going, it's a tree, and going, how can I now realize that English is literally garbage and learn in English and then now build up on my like English foundation and then take that knowledge to other things while at the same time never letting math diminish because why would I let go of a strength, you feel me? But now thinking upon developing my English, even though it's the hardest language, but it's the language I was I was raised around, born around. How could I so that meaning like other languages should like naturally come. I'm already barely fluent in multiple other languages. You feel me? Like I sort of read multiple languages. It's getting down to like the hearing part. But now it's like, how do you take that and like develop other things? So I've been like writing left-handed because I was thinking of it again. You think of the idea of the idea of you're taught some way, so why would you you're taught one way, why would you not see those systems in place and how you were taught and then being like, well, I was only like that because I had outside stimuli, if that makes sense. So now it's taking the idea of why not develop my left hand? Think about basketball players like they need to dribble with both hands, you feel me? So that's a skill that's practice on. Hold on. Now think about like even like a layup. You think of like a layup, like you need to practice a left hand layup. So I'm like, why not practice riding with my left hand? You feel me? And through that, it's like, why not have that be my method of reviewing English? Because again, like reviewing English, taking it literally back to the beginnings, is like wasting my time in a way. But why not get a benefit out of it? Because it's like, if I'm doing it with my left hand, then who knows? I mean, like now I can write with both hands, and then it's like it's that idea of who knows how the brain works. But when you start doing things with your your non-dominant half, it does something magical with the brain. You feel me? So now I'm in the method of like, again, understanding the systems that were in play, understanding I lack in something, but instead of just completely wasting my time and developing that from the beginning, just that, why not kind of like develop other things as well? It's crazy to think, but 20 years from now, it's going to be completely different from today. And 20 years from now, I will be talking to me today saying thank you. So, in essence, because I'm here today, I'll just like to say you're welcome. Like talking to me in the future, like they had like it's weird if you look at time differently. But it's the idea that I'm talking to my future self already saying you're welcome. But then they're looking back towards me today saying thank you. It's wild. Because the work you put in today is the work that affects the future. So I appreciate it. You're welcome. Thanking me for the work I put in today.